The Battle of Cable Street is a battle that everyone should remember in order to ensure that fascism doesn't grow in Britain. The battle against fascism took place, a main battle against mostly fascism, in 1934. They decided to hold a meeting. We anti-fascist, communist and Labour sections took the line that Mosley is not going to hold that meeting in Hyde Park. What we did, we issued leaflets, statements, and got the matter raised in Parliament. But the Parliament at that time was a Tory government, as it is today. A semi-fascist government, people deciding that they shall march, we shall not allow them. The meeting took place with 1,000 people at the meeting, but 50,000 to 60,000 people were at the meeting which we advertised in Trafalgar Square. And that slogan was, "All out against fascism and ensuring a victory for the working people." That meeting was a victory for the anti-fascists. Then they decided to hold a march through the area of Tower Hamlets, at that time Stepney, that are going to march into Whitechapel Road, where Jewish shops were, synagogue, and many other things that affect the people of Stepney at that time. We decided that no march is going to take place. But it took us to various sections of people in the borough, in the trade union movement, in order to ensure that a victory is for us, the ordinary working people. But there were setbacks. We went to the Jewish organization, the Board of Deputies, and asked them for their support. And the answer was, stay at home. But we argued, if you stay at home, it would be the same things which is happening in Germany and other parts of Europe. We decided that we will make that fight and to ensure a victory. Yes, we had a victory. But what we did to ensure a victory is important. That we do not allow ourselves to look at fascism as a thing that is going away just like that. It means a struggle against racism, anti-Semitism. And therefore, we learn a great lesson. On that day, October the 4th, 1936, what a day that was. I personally was knocked out that day as a messenger to our headquarters in Brick Lane. What is actually happening? The first thing that went was at Gardener's Corner, which elderly people should remember that. Today, it's a double crossing. You've got to go around the world in order to get to Commercial Street and Brick Lane. The organisation that morning, we asked the people to come to Gardener's Corner at 12 o'clock. But they came earlier. Very, very good indeed. A tram was turned over in Commercial Street as a barricade in the event of police and to get us out of Gardener's Corner and Brick Lane. But when we heard that they're going to march the police, we've asked the government and police to ban that march. They didn't want to do it, and they didn't do it. We fought in order to ensure that they should know full well that the people of Tower Hamlets, that time Stepney, with the Irish population, the Jewish population, and a section of other nationalities, each of them joined with us in that struggle in order to ensure that the fascists do not march through the East End of London. The No March took place. But why did it take place? It's because the actions and determination of the people of London, anti-fascists, and remember the words of No Passeran, that they should not march and will not march. There are over 80 arrests and quite a number of people with their heads bandaged at the London hospital in order to ensure that they do not get any other marks on their bodies. Did we win? The answer is yes. No march took place at 3 o'clock in the afternoon that day, that Sunday. We heard that they were told that by the government, which should have taken action before, that no march should take place, and the march was banned. Not banned in the way that it should have been at the first place. Singly, they all disappeared down Tower Hill and back home where they came from. But have we learnt a lesson of struggle? There has been since 1932 big battles, not only on fascism. We had the East London rent strike, in which thousands of people were involved. We also had large factories in the East End of London in 1932, clothing factories. Today, there is none. And also a position of other industries. There is no industries now taking place in Tower Hamlets. If there were, many people who are unemployed an interrogation would have taken place amongst many sections of people. And the Battle of Cable Street is now the call by all sections of people remembering it. Stop marches in Luton, stop marches in other towns in Britain, and taking a lesson of the 1930s. The other point is dealing what is happening now. The rise of fascism grows at a time when capitalism is at crisis, when there's mass of people unemployed. When we look what's happening in Europe today, we've got to take a new look at the struggles that are taking place. Greece, France, even in Germany, there are issues and strikes taking place, and in other parts of Europe. We should be proud of the past, which I am proud of my brother, who fought in the International Brigade. I'm proud of the fact that we in the trade union and the political movement, the communist movement, fighting for a real life for our young people. We want industries to be built again in Stepney, Tower Hamlets, clothing, furniture, boot and shoe, tobacco, which we had in that borough. If we have industry, people will be integrated into society and putting an end to fascism and against racism. It's in your hands to make that fight, and we shall conquer and win. Thank you.